Champions make great sires, so is it any wonder Glidemaster has made his mark already? This Triple Crown winning son of Yankee Glide dominated his competition when he raced, and now from his very first crop of foals, he's doing it again with the likes of Blue Porsche. With a powerfoal performance last fall, Blue Porsche captured the $539,000 Valley victory in 154-1 and was honored as Canada's 2-year-old colt trotter of the year. But what's even more amazing? The best is yet to come. Glidemaster, great racehorse and now great sire.
The Harness Edge is back on the road. Today we're in Eastern Ontario at windswept Lansdowne. We're at the Mark Steacy stable. Do you guys ever get sick of winter? Jeez.
Seemed like there was no end to winter this year. Actually, the winter wasn't so bad. It's the spring that's been the worst this year.
Anyway, let's talk some 2-year-olds. You got 25 of them, which is a big contingent, and we've looked at 5 of them. We're going to look at 5 of them today. Let's just start off before we begin. Majestic Son. There's a lot of interest by people in him. You have more probably than anybody, which makes sense given you had the horse. Mid-April. Can you give us an overview of what you think of your lot?
Well, we've got 9 here, and they're all still going. They all still have a chance to get there at 2. They seem to have very good gait to them. They can be a little aggressive, I find, but they do relax as you go faster, but you don't have to make them go, that's for sure.
Okay, let's start off with Miss Majestic. Now this was just an $11,000 one from the Canadian Open sale.
Yeah, she was a good looking yearling, I thought, nice size and everything, and she had a sister that raced decent in the grassroots for Richard Moreau, I believe, and the price was right, so we brought her home.
And she's like you train here at the Lansdowne Fairgrounds, and I know it isn't Mohawk Racetrack, but roughly what stage are you at with your horses?
Most of my horses, the trotters are around 245, 250 range on the farm track here. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Lovely Vacation, another Majestic Son filly, $15,000 from the Forest City sale.
Yeah, I had the mother of that horse just briefly. Peter bought her from New Jersey.
Peter Heffring,
right? And then I had seen this filly at the farm when I was up there, and she moved through the paddock nice. And again, the price was right, so we brought her home as well. She's not real big, but she's quite efficient.
Right. And in the set that you trained with these 2 Majestic Sons, we saw a very nice Angus Hall called Stonebridge Sonata, $33,000 filly from Forest City sale.
Yeah, I remember last year or the year before I looked at a sister to this one. We kind of liked it, but it sold, I think, 60,000, 70,000 out of her range. Anyways, this one came along, and I thought she was even nicer, and she sold at a very nice price, I thought. So we brought her home, and she's been good right from day one.
Certainly looked good on camera.
Oh yeah, she's like, I think we went 1.45 miles today, and she, I could probably go 25 with her. She does everything very easy.
Great. Let's swing over to some pacers. We saw 2 today. An Art Major colt called Hope Blue Chip, $85,000 purchase from Harrisburg.
He's got signs of being a nice horse. Very lazy right now. Nice gait. He was a little scared of the shadows out there. We haven't seen much sun this year, and them shadows jumped out at him a little bit today. But he looks like he's got a little potential.
A real bulldog type on the track.
Yeah, he's a stocky little guy, and he's always a good feeling colt too.
Right. And going with him was one a lot of people would be interested in hearing about, was the Mach 3 filly, She's Mach Delight, $140,000 at the Canadian Open.
Yeah, she was a really nice looking yearling, and again, we seen her at Peter's farm, and she looked great in the paddock and stuff. She was a little slow finding her gait when we broke her, but now that she's found it, she's been the top pacer that I have right at the moment.
Right. And you've certainly got a bunch of others here. Anybody you care to comment on that you're sort of a little bit fussed with?
Well, I have a few other Majestic Sons that are trotting along very nicely, and I have a couple, 2 or 3 Angus Halls that are nice. Ken Workington filly. Who knows who's going to be the best one this time of year. Sometimes they could be the worst now and the best later. So.
One question I had was given by one horseman to ask you is that he commented about the Majestic Sons as yearlings. Many people thought they were on the small side, but he wanted me to ask you, are they growing up?
Well, again, I have 9 here, and I would say I have 2 that maybe are a little on the small side. The other 7 are actually 3 or 4 of them are quite large, actually. I think that was a bad knock that he got, that they were small. And even the 2 that I have that are a little small, like they have a good rump on them, good shoulder on them, and you know, when he started, he wasn't a real big horse at the start, but he grew into a good medium-sized horse as well.
Well, let's hope you get some better weather and kind of finish off this spring in somewhat humane weather. But thanks very much for joining us, and good luck with the rest of the year.
Thanks, Harold.
This is Harold Howe with Mark Steacy, talking 2-year-olds.